Matchmaker here, men's edition. We help Amish singles find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop legacies that are rooted in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. I'm Carlos, and I'm here with Richard Yoder. He is of the Amish culture and language. He speaks Dutch.
Oh yeah.
And he is no longer driving a buggy, and he does use technology. So, but I'm sure we'll have some people ask today, like always. So, love talk. Oh, all right. So, first of all, daylight savings kicked my butt today. For sure, it won. I man, I got up at 4 and I was like, oh my goodness. That's the truth. And so I laid back down before I knew it was already after 5. So here we are, though. The show must go on. And I have a naked face. Yes. This guy inspired me, Mr. Richard here. He used to have full on beard as well. And he showed up to our Epic Intensive this weekend as a facilitator with us, I might say. And he had a naked face. And I was like, man, that guy's pretty handsome. And it was, yeah, no, I mean, really, it was an inspiration, Richard. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
It was an inspiration because I saw the change in you. And we just had our other Epic Intensive in Michiana. What was it, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And like crazy how we leveled up then and things happened and good things, And then you show up at this event with your beard gone, your hair on top gone, everything shaved. And also like, a new, take on life. At least it seemed like it. And then it was proven when you jumped in that ice bath and you stayed in for over 30 minutes, man. That was crazy. That was some amazing self discipline and mind control. The water temperature was 44, I think, somewhere there.
Yeah, 44.
Perfect temperature. 444. No, 44. So, anyways, yeah, what happened, man? Tell us a little bit about what happened. That's just interesting that you shaved. Interesting that there was definitely a mental shift, different kind of drive. So, talk about it.
Well, honestly, I don't think I fully understand what happened. My wife was telling me just last night we were talking about it. My wife mentioned that she thought about it even on the way here. Just something about me having a clean shaven face and head. And I'm not sure. She said something about change. She felt it.
Mm-hmm.
And I come down here and it's been a weekend of stretching as helping out with facilitating. It's a bit of a new thing for me to help out with facilitating, and it stretched me. And Carlos kind of threw me into the deep end a couple times, but it was good. And I realized that I do want to step into whatever I'm called to do. And so when Carlos kind of threw me into the deep end, so to say, I decided to just run with it. I can swim. I'll do it. I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
And I think that did more of a mindset shift than I was aware. And then came the ice bath Saturday night, and I surprised myself. I did not want to do it. I really didn't. Did not expect I'll be in very long. But then I realized that I can do hard things. I need to push through, and I need to rise up.
Wow.
And so I actually prayed, just asked God for help for strength to help me do hard things. And got in the water, and it was hard, man. My face was contorting into all kinds of weird faces, but I was determined, and I settled in, and it started getting better, and we were talking and had um some good music that gets me worked up, playing in the background. The next thing I know, it's already up to 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Um so eventually I was like, all right, let's go for 30. First, and then it starts raining. It don't.
Yeah, that was wild. So it was late. Yeah, this was a very interesting event. Smaller, which
Mhm.
we are encouraging to do smaller. I mean, we had 4 new people. Yeah, that's it. So we're trying to keep them, around 6 or 8 people, less than 10 for sure, no more than 10 new attendees, and then we got facilitators, of course. So there's 4 facilitators, and then 4 new people, and I'm telling you, it was amazing the breakthrough. So we had Andrew started off first time he's ever done an ice bath. This
Mhm.
dude's beast mode. Like he gotten into a good place of transformation and change in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
That's crazy.
His wife was worried, his new wife Laura, and I was worried a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this is first time.
Yeah.
I started thinking about all the recommendations, 4 to 6 minutes when you first do an ice bath, like that you can work up to it. There's this guy like 20 minutes the first time. I'm like, whoa. So it was interesting. And then same with Rebecca. She was brand new and she was 20 minutes. I'm like, what is going on here? We have literally hosted so many of these events and 4 or 6 minutes, like
Yeah.
people are like looking to jump out by 4 to 5 minutes. They're like, what do we have to stay in? I said, it's never a have to, but I like the number 4 for 4. Can you stay at least 4 for 4? Change and transformation. And man, Rebecca was 20 minutes. Andrew was 20 minutes. They're brand new. Laura, I think I don't even remember what Laura was, but she was a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
She was over 10 minutes. I know that for sure. I think she was 12 or 14 minutes. I gotta look, but it was just amazing to me because normally, like I said, we have people in and out pretty quick, 4 to 5 minutes. And yeah, I don't think there's anybody less than 10 minutes this time.
I don't think so.
Mia.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The 5-year-old.
Yeah, I'm impressed she did as much as she did.
She did. She did
Yeah.
cute. She was cute. That's Richard's daughter. She was in for a few minutes. Just wanted to be like mom and dad.
Yeah.
Except for mom didn't go this time.
That's right. And I think that was what she needed this time.
Yeah.
Because she even told me that, it's a mind game for her to be okay with not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
She used to be more the mindset, there's no way I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Like, there's other people doing it, and she's jumping in as well. She can do hard things. But
Yeah.
this time she just felt differently about it, and she realized that it would also be the hard thing for her to do in this event would be to not do it.
Yeah.
And it was a battle for her, but yeah, we talked about it, and she finally decided to go with that decision and did not do it.
Yeah. And I didn't either. It's the first event as well that I didn't do an ice bath. And it was funny because that wasn't necessarily my decision. Because Richard, I usually finish it up just because, yeah, I like to finish it up. Frankly, I always go the longest. So I just see how long everyone else went and I make sure I go longer. It's funny that that's how I think, but you will not outlast me. I will win. And so it's funny that that's my attitude. And then all of a sudden, Richard is, going and he's at 30 minutes and like, all of a sudden it just dumps. Like the sky opened up and we're outside and it's pouring rain. And then the other thing that happened was Richard gets out and we start scurrying to move lights and cameras and speakers out of the out of the rain all of a sudden. And then, I'm thinking, well, it's just rain. And then a big old lightning bolt. Like, oh, metal trough, water. Probably not a good combination. So we decided that was it for the ice baths when it started lightning and thunder. But yeah, it was weird that I didn't do it. That was weird, very strange for me. So that was even part of the self-control, that it's okay to let others win and let others accelerate and let others be the one. And you were the one. You were the one this time, man. It was awesome. It was awesome because you even made it look easy. That's the part that was crazy. How are your toes and fingers?
My toes are okay. My fingers are still a little bit numb and tingling.
It's interesting. So, what about you? You ever do any ice baths before? Transformation wasn't done with just the ice bath, so I was like, okay, it's time. I haven't had a naked face in a while. I don't even know how many years now. I don't think you've ever seen me clean shave.
I've never seen you like that.
I've never seen you like that. So.
That's true.
So both of us have never seen each other, but when he showed up, I was like, Richard, wow, looks good. So,
and my wife likes it. I always tended to be a bigger beard guy, but I also enjoyed, completely shaving it off occasionally, every couple of years. But I don't know. My wife likes it. Maybe this is how it
makes us look younger too, right?
Yeah.
If that's what we're going for. Chantel got it on video. Man, Hazel's response. She was hilarious. She always is. She's okay with surprises and change, but man, for some reason, when it comes to this stuff about me shaving my beard, she does not like it. Well, what about you? You ever done an ice bath before? Good morning. If you're here, is anybody with us today? There was some, and nobody's commenting today. Is it on? Is this thing on? Usually there's a stream of comments.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going on today? Say hello. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know you're here. Oh, see, there are some comments. See, that's funny. Good morning. Oh, Phyllis, you're up early. Wow.
Morning, Phyllis.
Thanks for being here. It's a great day. And yeah, love talk. So what does that have to do with love talk? Well, I'll tell you, Richard, I have to say your confidence this weekend and watching you. I also watched your wife look at you, man. It's pretty amazing, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that? I know you're still like, well, I don't know, man. I didn't know I changed that much. So I get it. It's like wait.
Well, in the confidence thing, definitely I feel the change.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, my wife told me in plain words just last night. She's like, "That's hot." So,
how do you say that in Dutch?
that's hayes.
That's hayes.
So's hayes.
So's. So's.
Hayes.
Hayes. So's hayes. Sorry, I don't mean to make it sound weird.
Or
So's hayes. So's hayes.
So the long form you could say would be sell is hayes.
Ah, so is hayes. So is hayes.
Sell.
Sell.
Sell is hayes.
Sell is hayes. See, I'm
There
getting
you go.
lessons in Dutch. Sell
Yeah.
is hayes. That's probably what that is hot.
Yeah.
Ah, sell is hayes. I'm gonna learn to say to my wife too.
There you go.
Is there like something you would say when it's a female versus a male? Or are you guys all
Not necessarily. No, not
Spanish.
Spanish.
Like Spanish. Yeah, this dude knows Spanish too.
I'm un poco.
Whatever, un poco. This dude coming to Mexico with us this year, right?
Yeah, someday. Maybe it'll be this year. That would be awesome.
It would be. I'm
That
right. I'm
would
looking
be.
forward to it. You
Yeah.
should just call it out because I want to be there when you're all speaking Spanish to those orphans, man. That's awesome. You and I should jump on a call with them just so I can hear you talk.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, it's good. It's good. But yeah, Solaceus. Remember that now. Sol
Cell.
cell.
Yeah.
Cell.
Cell.
Like cell phone? Cell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cell.
Little harder L.
Cell.
And there are different dialects, you could say, in different areas.
Oh, sure.
So some would say more like cell. Cell is
Solaceus. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can get away with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly like cell.
English sounding.
Yeah.
What about so there's no feminine or masculine?
No.
What would it be like to say beautiful? Is there a word for beautiful?
Ooh. The closest thing that I know of that I'm familiar with would be the word for nice, which would
Okay.
be she.
Celeste.
Celeste she would be that.
Did you say that? Would you
nice.
have said that when you were just hanging out, the guys hanging out and looking at a girl going, Celeste.
No.
Celeste. Hot.
Yes.
Yes. No, you wouldn't say that?
Now, when you're talking about a person, then you have masculine and feminine nouns,
Okay.
like for him and for her.
Okay.
So for her it would be C. C is she. It would be she is nice.
Won't you say that? Is it nice, like nice as in nice personality? Oh, you're a nice person.
Yeah.
Or would it be nice as in hot and beautiful?
No, it's more. I would say it's we use it much the same way as we would in English. Just nice person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, what about
But I'm sure
good
that
looking? Is there a word for like good looking or handsome or?
a good looking would be Gucci.
Gucci.
So it'd be
Yeah,
like
that Gucci.
looking nice. You look nice.
Oh, okay. So you would say that about a girl then?
Yeah, see Gucci.
Si Gucci.
Um,
Si Gucci. Is that a childhood thing? Do you remember that in your teenage years? Any ever saying like that when you were with?
yeah, I'm sure we did. I don't necessarily remember
Are you
much.
sure?
We did.
Amish don't have emotions like that usually.
Yeah, not that we got shut down too.
Yeah.
I remember one conversation my brother and I had. My dad walked in on us and like, boys, you don't need to talk about that stuff.
Really?
You're not old enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which was about a pretty girl or something? Or?
Yeah, it was someone I was letting my younger brother know. Was like there were two girls. I had a crush on the older one.
Okay.
I was like fourth or fifth grade. Fourth grade, I think. I had a crush on the older one, which was in my grade.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I can have her. So my brother, he can have the younger girl. My dad walked in and was like, boys, he said, you're too young to talk about that.
Yeah, you have to be in like 6th or 7th grade in order to have her, right?
Oh no, man, not until you're 18.
8th grade. Oh, 8th grade.
18
Oh,
years
18.
old.
Okay.
Yeah, at least.
Okay. Because you got to work 2 years to pay back your parents.
Yeah.
I remember you were one of the first ones that told me that, like, that it's a thing that you work
absolutely.
from what? It's not even 16. It's like 14. It's what's 8th grade? 14 or something.
Yeah.
So it's like
I
4 years.
graduated at 14 years old, and I immediately went to work at a gazebo shop making gazebos.
And then that money went to mom and dad.
100% of it.
And then when you graduate, or when I'm not graduate, at 18, when you move out, do they give you a stipend or something to move out with?
No. If you move out at 18, I mean, you can work it out. It's different parents do differently. But generally, in those circles, you stay home until either you get married or you turn 21. And even then, like I have 21-year-old siblings, two of them that still live at home.
And they still pay mom and dad.
No, because they're over 21, so they do keep their money after 21.
Oh, after 21.
Yeah.
So then essentially it could be up to 7 years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the idea is that I've already expressed is the first 7 years, your child is essentially an expense. and then the second 7 years, between 7 and 14, it breaks even with what they do to work, help around the farm,
Wow.
whatever. And
This is new.
and then the
This
third
is insane, but
and then the third 7 years, from 14 to 21, they make up for the first 7 years.
wow. So it's like you get your ROI in the third
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah.
So you raise them up 7 years. 7 years you break even with them in training,
Yeah.
and in the next 7 years they pay you back.
Yeah.
Return on your investment.
Which that's not really the I don't think many people even give that much thought. It's just the accepted way to do it,
Hmm.
that you don't get your money until you're 21.
Yeah.
Now, there are also some parents that give their children like 10% of their income.
Okay.
I think it's an amazing opportunity to give them even a little more than that, and then help them manage their finances.
Sure.
And I will say, I'm not sure yet how my wife and I are going to do it. Our oldest daughter is, what, 5 years old, 6 years old. So we're not quite there yet, but I'm not sure how we'll do it. But I think there's something to be said about contributing to the family pot.
Yeah.
And
Great.
me growing up, it was just the way it was done. Yeah, it would have been nice to have some of my own money, but it didn't really bother me.
Well, I think there's a level of gratitude that it creates when you know that's part of why you're working is roof over your head,
Yeah, absolutely.
contributing to the family. I think the English Americans have spoiled their kids with not teaching them work ethics in the sense of, hey, you work and the money just goes into the home. And I think about too how many this is an interesting topic. I've never even thought about all this, but how many families potentially, would have kids and then would help them get out of debt essentially. Like if you think about it, like, oh, we bought the family farm and
Yeah.
we developed it, and then, every 7 years it's getting greater and better because you have kids, and
Right.
that's not why you have kids. I'm not saying that, but then it would even almost inspire people to, if that's the way it's done. I didn't even know this stuff, but it makes sense then why so many Amish have money and have like
That's true.
more assets and more. It is interesting. I've seen that, but it makes sense if I have, you know, one person contributing to the pot, and then as my kids grow older and I raise them up with good work ethics and they work on the farm, then the second set of 7 years, like you said, and they can really contribute, and I can work more outside the farm or the ranch, and then the third set of 7 years, they work outside and they're putting money back in. Like you could pay off debt really fast in that 7 years.
For sure.
Like I think about that. If you had 3 or 4 sons, and there was this came to my attention even because we've been working now with the Amish for steady for 6 years now. We're in our sixth year, and this was brought to my attention because one of our clients has, I think, 4 boys or 3 boys, 4 boys, I think, that are out working, and I was like they just give you their check. And I guess it's not even a thing, like it's expected. So it's not even like they feel bad or
Yeah.
just, every week they come home or every day, whatever, when they get money, they just give it to mom and dad.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing. And I think it would create a more of a gratitude and more of an understanding of the benefits and blessings too that come through having children. And that sounds terrible. That's not why you would have them, but it's a benefit and blessing. Like we can create that, and it teaches work ethics, and it teaches them that gratitude versus entitlement. Entitlement comes when I think you're. Wow, this is so weird. I've never even thought about it, but I think we're onto something because even the fact that if you think about how entitlement gets created, it's like, well, I'm getting something for nothing. I'm not paying rent at my house. I just get money and I can spend it on whatever I want. And that's where I think they learn to spend money without any kind of thought to it or any kind of consequences or even understanding that, I should be investing or I need to take care of bills. I have responsibilities. They don't even think about the fact that there is a mortgage or there is, insurance that needs to be paid or, you know what I mean? Or utilities. Like it's funny because there are certain bills, unless you're Amish, I guess, that will always be there. Like, but with the Amish, seriously, because they're off grid. So they'll figure out solar power or they won't have power. Right.
Except
some of them.
I might add there, I was actually Amish Mennonite, and so we were on grid. We had phones, we had cars. But yeah, there are some that are off grid. Absolutely.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's never a point in English world. There's never really a point that we ever don't have some kind of bill.
Right.
Never.
Right. Yeah.
Because we're always paying utilities, insurance. Again, unless you go off grid and you're on solar power and you get those paid off, those solar panels and batteries, you know, then that's possible.
Yeah.
Wow, I think about this and I'm like, that's a whole different, also, like, inspiration too for raising up children and raising them up well. Like, there's probably plenty of people that disagree with this. They're like, that's slavery. That's slavery.
But let's be real. I'm glad I had that growing up because working for so many years, I left home when I was 20, so it would have been, a lot of people do until 21. But working for so many years where the check wasn't even in my name at the end of the week, it was my dad's name.
Wow.
And I never gave it any thought, but you work for it. Nothing. It's not nothing because you got the roof over your head, you get food on your plate, you get taken care of.
Did your dad and mom tell you about the bills though? Would they say like what it was contributing to? Did you know there was something?
We didn't talk about it a whole lot.
Okay.
There was one day when I was a little younger that I really wanted to buy something. I don't know what it was. And my dad finally pulled me in the office and he just showed me the numbers. Like, dude, this is what we owe on the farm. He said, this is why we don't just go out and buy whatever we feel like buying.
Wow.
And my dad was really good. He put whatever he could towards the farm. It wasn't just the payment. Like, he put as much extra towards it. Yeah.
Which makes sense when you have an extra like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could, and you do.
But the idea that for 6 years I was working, there was like 1 year I think that I worked at home. We put up a greenhouse and a high tunnel and had tomatoes.
Okay.
Did a little bit of produce but other than that, for 6 years I worked out and I worked hard too. Gazebo shop, I worked on a produce farm out there breaking my back.
Do you remember what you made?
Oh,
$10 an hour?
I think gazebo shop was maybe $10 or $12 an hour. And then the produce farm, I worked on the produce farm because I loved it. I used to work on the produce farm some years before with my dad. And I love the people. I love the work and everything, even though it was hard manual labor. But and so I begged my dad to go there. Of course, how much I made didn't make much difference to me because I didn't keep it myself.
But it did to him.
Oh yeah, no doubt it did to him. But so what had happened with the produce farm was the guy who currently owned it used to be the main hired hand of my uncle who used to own it. And back when I worked at it before. So now it was the who used to be the hired hand that bought half of the farm and was going on with it. So it was kind of like he was starting out. And so finances were tight for him and he was just trying to get it going, get the momentum going. And he didn't pay the best. I think I made $6.25 an hour if I remember right for like 2 summers. It didn't bother me. I loved the work. I love it was
625. Even at 625, that's 625 times 40. And then you guys never had holidays, so that would be 52 weeks probably. May want to get a
we
week
take off a little bit here and there. Yeah. I'd say 50 weeks.
So if you go 625 times 40, that's $250 a week times 50 weeks. 12,500 a year.
That's not much.
Right.
But it still adds up. I mean, there was 3 of us boys working out right then.
Did the girls work at home or
it varies a little bit. Often they work from home, especially my sister, because of us 6 biological children, there was only 1 girl.
Okay.
And so my mom really liked her help at that in the house. But now she teaches school. She's taught school in Central America, like Honduras, and New York. Now I think she's going out to California to teach school. And she has done a little bit of work outside the home when she was at home, but not a whole lot.
And where do you fall in the birth order?
I'm second from the oldest.
Got an older brother then?
One older brother, yeah. And then there's a brother younger than me before my sister, and then 2 younger brothers. And, yeah.
And then you did start making like $10 an hour at some point?
Yeah, actually, the $10 an hour was the first job.
Okay.
And then the produce farm was less, but yeah, it used to be at 10.
So
I
that's a
think it
little
was 10.
different. That's about 20,000 a year. That's a
Yeah.
good contribution. Yeah, when I think about that too, like how that teaches you gratitude, understanding, but then it teaches you the discipline that you can hustle and put the money away and not have to have it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like that, it's not an expectation of, oh, I gotta have money.
Right.
Um,
I might also add that gazebo shop. There was moments that I loved my job there, but by and large, I did not care for that job at all. Like I I can work with wood. I can enjoy it, but it's not really my cup of tea. Um and for some reason it really bothered me back then. I'm like, a gazebo doesn't really help humanity. It's just a pretty thing you sit out in your yard.
how
And
funny.
it really bothered me. I'm like, why am I spending all this time building something you sit out in your yard, But I really didn't care to work there, and my dad knew it. However, I'm not the one that found the job. Number one, it was my dad that lined the job, and it was someone from church, um, so that was good. We most times it worked for someone from the church.
Okay.
And I worked there for, I think it was 2 years, in this gazebo shop that I really didn't care for,
Hmm.
and even that is has been good for me. Is the idea of it doesn't have to be perfect.
You don't have to
You
like it.
you don't have to like it. I still did a good job, and I didn't even get to keep the money,
Wow.
but it didn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
The main thing that bothered me is I didn't like the job, but
But
I
that's all you knew too. I think it's so interesting. Like for
yeah,
instance, if an English family tried to do that with their kids halfway through teenage years and the
no, that
kids
could
have
be a
been keeping the
struggle.
checks and kids are used to getting whatever they want and yeah, it's interesting. But when you start out, so I think it's going to be important. Like I don't even know how that expectation gets set.
Well,
Was it because the kids were already working, like you were working on the farm? Once you turned 7, 8 years old, you started working then.
oh, for sure. I
Anyways,
mean, I was so in Costa Rica. We had a dairy farm. We milked all the cows by hand. I believe I was 5 years old when I started milking our tame cow,
wow.
really tame cow. Yeah.
Okay.
And we were washing down the barn, the parter afterward,
Sure.
and I remember before I was going to school, school day morning. So we would milk the cows early in the morning before breakfast, and then we'd have the milk setting in the vat with and put rennet in it, and then go up for breakfast. And so then after breakfast, I remember walking with my brother and my cousin as they headed out to school. I'd walk with them part ways down to our barn, which was just down the road a little bit, and then I would go into the barn and make cheese before I even started school. So I mean, we were taught to work from very young, and it was just part of our life. I didn't know what to do. There wasn't work. Read books. I read books.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of books.
Okay.
Um,
What was it English?
yeah,
All your books pretty much were English,
yeah,
huh? Okay.
yeah.
Did you read German books or
No,
Dutch books or anything?
no,
Okay.
no. So number one, Pennsylvania Dutch is not a written language. If you know Pennsylvania Dutch, you can kind of read German, but it's not the easiest thing to read. The funny thing is, I shouldn't say Pennsylvania Dutch is not a written language because there is a Pennsylvania Dutch Bible now.
Wow.
Yeah, so someone decided to write it, but um, what was I gonna say?
You were reading books. What
Yeah,
books were you reading?
it was
Remember?
mostly storybooks.
Read
We
and write,
were
like those kind of books where you're learning how to just stories,
just
Bible
stories.
stories mainly, or
There were some Bible stories, but not necessarily mainly. It was a bunch of different types of books. We were very intentional to not have romance novels. That we didn't have that. But yeah, like Where the Red Fern Grows. I don't know. Some of you might be familiar with that one.
yeah, it's a very
Um,
famous English book.
yeah,
Remember, I think it's required reading in school. I don't know if
I
it still
see.
is.
Interesting.
Used to be.
But the Mennonites have their own. There's a couple Mennonite publishing houses,
Hmm.
Rod and Staff and Christian Light Publications, and so um, I I don't have very many of their books today, but there were a lot of those books on my parents' bookshelves, and um, yeah.
Cool. Lots of reading then. So you're either working or you were reading.
That was
So
about
back then you didn't obviously have technology.
yeah, no
You just had
technology.
power,
We had phones.
electricity,
We had phones,
and you
but
drove.
yeah,
Was it black cars?
for church.
Really?
Yeah. Otherwise, they didn't have to be black.
That's interesting. So
They,
you had literally a car to go to church in,
yeah, so like a family vehicle, the family van.
and it was
If
black.
if a young person bought his first vehicle, I mean, it might have been a pickup to go to work,
Sure.
but generally it was a car and that was black, so you could go to church with it.
Wow.
However, that did change.
Okay.
We got a little bit progressive, and they did end up allowing colors for church too.
Wow.
But no bright colors, no reds, yellows, bright blues,
That's awesome.
no
That's awesome.
sunroofs.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
had to take the radio out.
Wow.
Yeah,
Keep it playing.
keep it playing. Yeah.
Awesome.
But that was a little unique how they used to have it had to be black to go to church. I don't think that's too common.
Yeah.
But
18. You turn 18. Now you can. Now you're able to find love.
Yeah.
Let's pull it back into love talk because I am curious about that. Like, what your process is. Because how old are you now?
I am 33. I think my wife said last time.
33 last time.
I think it's 30.
And you were married 2 years ago. Is it 2 years now? Year and a half.
August it'll be 2 years, so a year and a half.
So you're married at 31.
Yeah.
So 18 comes. What does love look like to an 18-year-old Anabaptist boy, Dutch-speaking boy that drives black vehicles to church, has electricity but no technology, has a black vehicle but can't to go to church but can't have bright vehicles.
Mhm.
So you can't, you got to be plain somewhat.
Yeah.
What does that look like then when you turn 18? What is mom and dad's expectations? Like, what are you told? What does love look like to an 18-year-old, pretty much Amish boy by culture,
Yeah, well, it doesn't in the setting where I grew up, like in that church and in the sister churches to that one, nothing much changed really when you turned 18.
Did you guys do Rumspringa?
No,
That wasn't in your.
that was not in our culture.
So we see that on TV, but
Yeah,
just so you guys know, some of the culture doesn't do it.
right. We did not have that. We had at 16 years old, we joined the youth group.
Okay.
The church youth group, and
that's when you start noticing more females and getting to be around them.
A little bit, yeah.
Because it's mixed, male and female.
It is mixed, but we didn't do that much. It was twice a month. I think we went to a nursing home, a retirement home.
Okay.
To just we would just go sing songs and go back home. We hardly even talked to the people. It was more Anyways, and had some hymn singings for young people, and occasionally we had some games, but that was rare. Like the church kind of kept a pretty tight hand on the young.
When was your first date?
My first date wasn't until I left home.
So 18 at church, they didn't have you like paired up with anybody or trying to go on dates.
And
How did that look?
and they don't do casual dating there either. Like if you date someone, it's because you want to marry that person.
Okay.
The one thing I wish would be a little different there is you're not far from engaged when you have your first date there. Like it's
Wow.
Yeah, they take it so seriously. So 18, and most people do not date at 18. I mean, because it's a serious thing. You don't date unless you're ready to marry, and they don't believe in divorce, period.
Right.
I mean, he could be killing you, but you don't divorce. And so you take it pretty serious.
Yeah.
And so I mean, so 18 was actually the church standard. Like in the written standard, they said you don't date younger than 18.
Okay.
Yeah, so once you turn 18, it's a rule. It's a rule. Yeah. Okay. So once you turn 18, you're allowed to date, but even then, it doesn't happen much until you're older. I think most people are probably 20 or older when they start dating much. There's a couple that do younger. And then what it looks like is if you want to do it the right way, you talk to your dad first. And or your parents, and your parents, if they give the okay, then you talk to the ministry. And if they give the okay, then either you or the minister will talk to her dad. and if he gives the okay, there's a lot of okays you need.
Wow.
And once he gives the okay, then you write her a letter.
Write her a letter.
Yeah, that's a
So
very
you don't even go on a date yet.
no.
You haven't even talked to her yet. You haven't even spent time with her. How do you know you want to date her or marry her
Well, a
or
lot of them
court
went
her?
to school together. You know,
Okay.
so
So you would somewhat maybe get to see her.
right, yeah.
Do you ever remember experiencing that butterflies or love in high school then when you were? Because well, no, there is no high school.
There's no high school, no. 8th grade is it.
So then you saw her in 8th grade, but you got to wait
But then,
at least 4 years before you can ever even say, "Hey, I like you a lot."
yeah, pretty much. I mean, you see her at church every Sunday, and the evening church functions and stuff. I mean, and if she also likes you, you'll be exchanging glances.
Okay,
Um,
fair enough.
yeah,
Yeah, but that's 4 years.
I know a lot can happen in 4 years.
So you have to
Just hope and pray.
and so there's
Um,
no anything like even at youth, maybe you smile at her.
I mean, you might smile, but
You
you
singing
you
like
do.
when you're singing at the nursing home. Do you stand by her?
Oh, no.
No.
I mean, you might, but you want to be very subtle with it.
Did you
Because
ever do that? Did you ever notice a girl during
oh
the?
yeah, oh yeah, I've noticed girls, but
Okay.
I did not want to stand beside them for anything, because then someone might think I like her,
Yeah.
and I cannot have people think I like her. No, that's the worst thing.
That's
Because then if they accuse you of it, you can't deny it. Yeah, it's weird, man.
well. Then you couldn't. You'd almost then feel like if someone found out, then you'd be breaking the rules supposedly, and then you could never have her. So it's almost
Well,
like
not necessarily. Like it's not against the rule to like someone, but they're very quick to start asking questions. There is that part, and that might be what it is, honestly.
okay.
Like because as soon as they know that you like this girl, then they will start clamping down on it. And anytime they see you close to her, they'll be like watching you like a hawk.
So I guess it's pretty safe to say that that girl that you liked when you were 14, 15, you didn't end up marrying when you were 18.
Oh, very safe to say. I didn't know.
Since you didn't get married till you were
Yeah,
31.
yeah,
So that's 13 years later.
yeah. That's a long time.
13 years.
Yeah,
What happened? What was love look like to you? 18,
well,
you're just working? Do you feel like you got lost in work at some point or what happened? Do you remember as an 18-year-old going like, "Oh man, I should be getting married by now," or I'm supposed to be getting married, or
well.
what was the focus?
At 15, 16, 17 years old, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get married. Between 18 and 20, I'll get married and
Okay.
settle down and have a business. But as time went on, and I wasn't able to join the church there because of personal issues, and you can't date someone in the church if you're not a member of the church. So that was a
Okay.
problem.
Oh, you decided not to join then.
Eventually, but I tried to join for a long time, but I couldn't come up to their standard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that was from 18 on you tried to join. How
Oh,
many
it was
years?
about 15, I think, when I first tried to join. I went through instruction class to join.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but because of
The
things
standards.
the standards and things I had going on in my life, I couldn't. It wasn't
But you were
accepted.
admitting those things. Like it wasn't like they were watching you and had cameras following you your whole life.
Right. No,
You had to say, "Well, yeah, I'm not clean," or "Yeah, I'm not worthy." So
yeah,
then they'd be
they
like,
asked me specific questions, and I was honest with them.
"Wow."
Yeah, so but and then as time went on, I more and more was held at arm's length. Wasn't able to participate.
Almost like unclean
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a sense because
It
you
wasn't.
can't
Yeah,
you can't
wasn't.
get your act together
Yeah, exactly.
and be perfect, living up to
Yeah.
our standard and
And they were
having
afraid
self
I would
control.
rub off on other people, and so I wasn't. I was. They kept me back from participating in all the youth events and
Wow, so you got isolated even at like 18 or what? When
oh
did it
yeah.
all start? Like 15. You said.
Well, 15 is when I first tried to join the church. When I really started feeling like they're pushing me away was probably about 18. Maybe even 17. No, it would have probably more like 18. 18 to 20. At 20, I finally left home. Was like, no, it's not for me. Um, And so at that point, I had that stuff going on, and our family had a lot of issues going on with the church, and it was just a very hard time for us. And so I wasn't really thinking much about dating. I would have loved to, be dating, but nah, I knew I'm in no place for it. And so then when I left home, I had a lot of other things, a whole new culture, kind of like culture shock almost,
Because
honestly.
now you dive into technology.
Yeah.
What were you doing at 20? What kind of work?
Before I left or after I left home?
After, yeah, you left home. What did you go do? What kind of work?
After I left home, I moved out of state and I was doing pole barns with my cousins.
Okay, pole
Yeah,
barns.
Tennessee.
Okay. How long did you
And
do that?
I did that for, was it a year, maybe?
Oh, short.
Yeah, it was so short. And then from that, I went to commercial roofing, did that for about a year and a half before I moved to Pennsylvania. Yeah.
And then
But
what?
Pennsylvania, I worked at a food ministry warehouse.
Ah, so now you're trying to get back into church stuff.
Well, even in Tennessee, I ended up joining a church there that's somewhat Mennonite.
Okay.
But they had technology and they were not as plain as where I grew up. Um, and then I moved to Pennsylvania because the people in charge of the food ministry actually called me and wondered if I'd be interested in helping them. And so I moved up there and I worked there for a while and had a couple different jobs, welding shop, and then eventually started driving truck up there.
So that was at what age would you say you started driving truck?
So let me see. 20 when I left home, 23 when I moved to PA. Then it was maybe 4 years later, so about 27 when I started driving truck.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was a couple different churches up there, but Pennsylvania is where I first actually started dating, and I would have been 24 maybe when I started dating.
Okay.
Um,
What do you call dating? I think
uh,
the English standard and the Amish standard of dating is way different.
yeah, for the sake of clarity, maybe it would be more accurate to say that I started courtship. I
Okay.
started courting because to me it was serious. Like,
But that's because you never even talked to a girl, really.
yeah.
You
Now,
talk, but I mean, you have conversations, but nothing that would be like intentional conversations to pursue her.
right.
So then,
Right.
as soon as you made the decision, okay, I guess I've been running around here trying to be holy enough to get married because you weren't quite meeting the standards of the church. So then, okay, I'm not fit to be married. You believed them, and then that snowballed to where now you're finding yourself 27 before you actually think, well, I guess I could try this dating thing or this courtship thing. Courtship is what you're calling
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah. And we call it dating, but just for the sake of clarity,
So what does that look like? What did you start doing? All of a sudden you're reaching out to someone on Facebook?
No, so that's the other thing growing up is you don't focus on getting married. No, that's how you end up with the wrong one.
Okay, gotcha.
You just kind of live your life until God places her in your path, and you're like, oh hi.
Okay.
So I went on a couple dates with one girl.
But how did you meet her? I want to know from the beginning. Like,
I met her through the food ministry. Like,
okay,
her parents were on the board for the food ministry. They were one of the ones that were behind the food ministry.
would she have been of Dutch descent or
Oh yeah, she grew up
Anabaptist descent?
Amish.
Oh,
She grew up
okay,
Amish.
okay.
So went on a couple dates with her, and already on the first or
But
second.
wait, okay, let's back up because I'm really impressed by this. I'm glad we're talking about this. This is interesting because I don't, sometimes I don't know the details of how the culture, even now that you've been away from the more conservative part of Amish Mennonite, now you're a little bit more free, you're in technology, but yet the mindset around dating, the mindset around courtship. I want to hear this because so now you meet her at this, you're both serving at this ministry.
She actually wasn't working there.
Okay, so how did you
But
meet her? How did you see her? Like, tell me about that part, how this all happened, because I find it very fascinating. It's way different than what people experience in the English world. That's why
yeah,
I want to
sure.
talk about the details.
So I didn't actually know her too well. She was the oldest child of this family, and she had already moved out from the home.
Okay.
But I knew the rest of the family really well. And so then we were at a somewhat of a retreat at a state park.
When you say we, just you went with the
Well,
youth or you went with
So they kind of had something similar to your intensives here.
Okay.
It was a week-long thing. They had a lot of
Okay.
people come to them.
What
And
was it
then,
for singles? Was it for families? Was it for couples? Was it for church members? Was it a spiritual event? Like,
yes, all
okay.
the above.
Okay, so it's for anybody and
For
everybody, and it's like
anybody
a
and
church
everybody.
camp, essentially. Just
You
some
could
kind of
say
thing.
that they focus on helping you break free from the things from your past that are keeping you from moving forward in your life, and then equipping you to move forward.
But so then
And
it
so it's a
was geared
personal.
towards even freedom for people that were previously like conservative Amish type
Oh,
of thing.
anybody. There was previously Amish people. There were even people there that were still Amish.
Okay.
A lot of Mennonites and people that didn't associate with anything, never did. And
So when we say Amish, we're talking about the more conservative because obviously it's a culture, it's a language that you keep
right,
your whole life.
yeah, for sure. So, anyways,
So
so
the
they had,
religious portion of it is what you are talking about. The freedom
yeah,
coming, more freedom in religion and more freedom in technology. Was that part of it too? Technology was a thing.
um,
Having freedom for that, or was it more about the spiritual aspect of stuff when you go to these camps?
it's more the spiritual aspect, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so her family goes. You're not with your family anymore.
I'm not with my family anymore.
Just cousins or something, working with cousins, hanging out.
Well, I'm not even with my cousins at this point because I moved to Pennsylvania, so my cousins are still in Tennessee.
Okay.
So
You just met a family and live with them, or you're
I
on your
wasn't
own
living
now?
with them necessarily. I actually lived with a family for a couple months when I moved up there, but then I moved in with a friend of mine.
Okay, so you
But
were. That's the thing too, right? I've heard of that a lot. Like
mhm.
the men or the women will live together just to save on costs. So
Yeah,
rent a
absolutely.
house together or
Yeah,
something. And,
yeah.
okay.
So this girl that I dated for a little bit.
Well, wait. How'd you meet her? That's what I'm trying to get to. How the
I'm
whole
getting to
thing.
that. I'm getting to that.
Okay. So you both end up at camp. You see her across the room.
It's kind of like a reunion for the people that had gone to these retreats.
Okay, gotcha.
And we both end up because her whole family's there and a lot of people are there. So I end up there. I knew who she was. I just never met her before. And it so happened that we ended up sitting beside each other. And they had a bit of a session, and we happened to sit beside each other, and we talked. And it was very easy to connect with her and talk with her. She's very easygoing, and she's a little older than me, not much. And immediately her mom's getting excited, like they're sitting together behind me. She was getting all kinds of excited.
Well, that's
Anyways,
funny.
and I realized she's a nice girl, and I connect with her well. So yeah. So I don't recommend this, but I messaged her and like, hey, can you take it? It's actually not that bad. I said, can I take you out for supper or for dinner? And she said yes. And so that's essentially how I asked her out. Um, there's some things I would do differently, but that's really what it came down to that time. And we dated. I don't know. It wasn't long. We went on a couple dates.
Yeah, when you say dated, so you took her to dinner that one time. What was conversation like?
Getting to know each other because I didn't know her that well. So she was telling me about her school teaching that she had done and just different things, just connected as friends.
But you didn't know her before this. This was like your
Not
first.
super well. No, this is the first time
You
I'm
saw
getting to
her
know her.
before though, and her parents. Like
Yeah.
you'd seen her around.
A little
Thought, oh,
bit.
she's
Not
cute.
much, but a little
She's
bit.
pretty.
Yeah.
And then you sit next to her, so you talk to her, and then it's like you text her, "Hey, how'd you get her phone number even?"
Let's Facebook Messenger, so we were friends.
Ah, okay. So see, this is interesting.
Yeah.
So see, this is what happens, and this is what I want to talk about because it's an interesting process. Like you just happen to be friends on Facebook. You saw her. You friend request her at some point, and she said yes.
Yeah. And back then, I sent friend requests to everyone I knew.
Okay. Anybody you knew or saw it. Okay, that makes sense. And then, so then now, when you sit next to her, you're like, oh my goodness, that's that girl and the Facebook that were friends. And then you message her on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, which is really common. We've worked with a lot of people that are, again, we're the Amish Matchmakers, so we get this opportunity, and that is a thing. Like people messaging on Facebook, which we've actually had to protect a few people that are, they're scammers on Facebook that portray there's something, and then they're really just trying to get people's money. We've actually seen that where people get taken advantage of by people on Facebook. So, but this one you sat next to, so that was a safe one.
Yeah, she obviously knew me. I knew her, or we knew who the other person was. We
Right.
didn't know
Had
each other that
mutual
well,
friends.
So when I messaged her, she knew right away who it was, and yeah.
And then you're like, okay, go to dinner. And she's like, yeah. And how was it back then? You just went and picked her up. She was still living with her parents.
No, she was living with
Group of girls or something.
brothers, I think.
Or brothers.
She had 2 brothers that didn't live at home anymore. I think pretty sure she lived with her brothers.
Okay.
And so
you pick her up?
Yep, I picked her up. I took her out. I don't remember where we went.
Do you buy dinner?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you open the door for her?
Oh yeah, I still open the door for my wife.
Sure, but I'm just wondering if that was a thing back then. Like,
Oh.
how'd you know to do that?
I mean, I don't know. I like chivalry, you know, and
yeah, but I mean,
you don't.
I'm wondering if that's the culture or
Mm,
not. That's what I'm asking.
Not necessarily. So here's a
Where'd you learn that?
This is sad, but just a really quick side note. A story. It's a little bit humorous, but really sad. This guy. There's actually 2 stories. So one guy, you know, after the wedding, he's like, you know, walking out to the car in front of his wife or whatever, and he's like, you know, we're married now, you know, and she's coming. So like no love really. And then the other instance I heard of was someone asked the dude, you know, how often do you tell your wife you love her? Oh man, I told her when we got married, and I'll tell her if it changes. You know, so that is sadly that's too much of that goes on. I mean, even outside of the Mennonite culture, but you know, the Mennonite culture looks good, but they still deal with the same issues that people do outside of that culture.
Sure.
Except for watching too much TV because they don't have it. But
so then that's the thing. So they get married typically, and it's like when you're married, then like you said, he walks. That's the image you get, and what's portrayed in the culture is like, well, we're married now, and he walks out to the car before her. Like you said, doesn't open the door for her, doesn't even tell her I love you because he said I do, I love you, and
that's not everyone.
Sure, but that's kind of the overall like understanding of what marriage looks like in the culture.
And my parents said it was obvious they loved each other, but my dad stopped showing public displays of affection because he didn't want to be a stumbling block to his boys.
Yeah.
So like I have memories of him kissing mom, but then he stopped.
Okay.
Not in front of us.
Right, right. So okay, so now you're 27. You're going on your first.
20, actually, the first couple of dates with that girl, I think would have been more like 23.
23. Okay.
Yeah.
23.
When a couple of dates, I think was I picked her up like a Friday or Saturday. I think it was Friday evening maybe.
So you go on one date, you pay for dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that Sunday,
you take. Wait, no. These are details that are really interesting.
Yeah.
So you take her home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you kiss?
No.
No. He said, no way.
No way.
Do you walk her up to the door even? Or do you just like pull up and she gets out? Bye.
No, I walked up to the door. I was trying to remember if I went inside. Like I said, she was living with her brothers.
Okay.
I don't think I went inside at all. I just walked up.
But you don't hang out in the car and talk and hold hands.
Hold hands.
No hold hands. No hands. No. That's just serious, man. Because this is like huge contrast to what the world does in culture. And I'm not here to say whether it's right or wrong. It's just interesting. That's what I'm trying to bring out. That you don't hold hands, you don't kiss. When you're talking, do you actually make eye contact very much? Or okay. So that's
and this varies from one person to the next, but I was always more the type to actually make eye contact and try to really connect with the person.
Okay. So that's date number 1. Do you call her the next day and say, hey, how are you doing? Or dang, you don't even talk to her on the phone.
No.
So you just message her on Facebook for a second date? Is that really what it looks like?
Oh. Well, I probably got her number on the first date then. And I'm guessing we used text messaging after that with actual text messaging. And I don't recall exactly, all the details, but I'm guessing we texted to set up the second date So the second date I think was that Sunday. I took her to church.
Oh, you took her to church. Now that's a date.
Yeah. I mean, at this point we're hanging. At this point, like almost immediately we start hanging out every weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the next step. Then you go on the first date.
Yeah.
And then now it's like we're gonna hang out every weekend. Yeah. Not gonna talk on the phone.
I
we're
mean,
not going to
yeah.
necessarily see each other, but I'm going to pick her up to go to
Mhm.
church because that's what you do. You start hanging out.
Yeah.
You start letting people see you together because
Yeah.
now it's a thing.
Yeah.
So now it's almost like, okay, they're moving towards marriage, right? That's
Yeah.
typical in that culture. I mean, this is really interesting. It's good to know, but I can see that and I can understand that because I've been around it now 6 years. So okay, so you pick her up, you take her to church, and now you're hanging out. Now you're sitting by each other at church, but
Oh,
you still don't hold hands.
oh no.
You still don't like no PDA, none,
No.
zero,
No.
zilch, or even
Well,
private. We got PDA's public display of affection, but no private display of affection either.
all right. The closest thing to it would be hugs. We hugged, but we didn't cuddle. But
Right, it's like a hug when you leave, not a
yeah.
hug when you see her, just a hug when she leaves, when you say goodbye.
Yeah, probably when I see her too. I don't remember for sure with her because, like I said, it was only a couple of dates. But
So then that's where I want to get you to. Like, what happened? Like you took her to church, you start taking her to church, and then it's like, well, I'm still not clean, or I'm still not good
no,
enough. Or what happened? Where did that one go?
this one was an interesting one. So, and actually, the that weekend then, so it would have been the second date. Her parents wanted to meet me, meet with us.
Oh,
as a couple.
already.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Okay.
cool. And I knew them.
Yeah.
Her dad was actually the one that called me to ask about working for the food ministry.
Okay. Okay.
And so I knew them and loved her parents. And so we met at was it Friendly's? I forget. It was some joint, some the food joint after church. And this is not the typical, but in which her parents are not typical. They look Amish, but they lived in RVs for years, drove all over the country. And excuse me. And so they don't they her parents were not typical.
Okay.
But so we sit there, we're eating lunch, and her parents start telling us, I was like, now if you get married, this date isn't gonna work, and this date isn't gonna work, this whole month isn't gonna work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're like, guys, slow down a little bit. So I don't that's not really typical.
Right.
Did that scare her? I don't think. I don't know for sure to this day what happened, but 1 week later, I pick her up, we go to church, everything's fine and dandy. And then after
But you still don't talk in between, really.
well, I mean,
It's more of a
there's a little bit messaging here and there. She actually went with me to deliver a puppy. So there was that.
Okay.
I took puppy down to Maryland or something. It was a couple hour drive down there.
okay.
And but so I mean we didn't really call each other on the phone that I remember, but we messaged. Um so yeah, then that next Sunday, so about a week and a half after our first date, I pick her up, we go to church, everything's fine and dandy. Then after church, she's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." I'm like, all right, so we go outside, and that's when she told me she doesn't see this working out.
But you didn't even do anything yet. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah,
Like
and I don't.
you hadn't held hands, you hadn't kissed, you hadn't really talked intensely about future.
No,
You hadn't talked about like what you have in common, spiritual things, like what she likes and you like, like you hadn't even really gotten to even.
my personal feeling is that there was something about me that she got triggered.
Well, of course, you're gonna blame yourself.
Well, I really think that's what it was. Or triggered, or she. I don't know. I don't know what it was. She talked to, and there was one time. This was pretty hard on me.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I sat down with her parents one time because they are counselors, and I was like, help me, walk me through this.
Yeah.
And then, and she had talked to her parents, and her parents knew what the reason was. But out of respect to her, they're not going to tell me.
Right.
However, her mom stepped out and called her and said, "Hey, he's here with us right now. Do you mind if we just tell him?" And she said, "No, I'd rather not." So to this day, I don't really know what it was. She's a great person.
Sure. But that's like, wow. When I think about that, it's so interesting to me, again, because you and I have worked together now for a couple of years, 2.5 or something like that. Are we going, or two?
It's about 2
About
years.
2
I think.
right at 2. And knowing what I know and brought what you came through, right? What you working on this together, like it's so interesting to me, like that kind of stuff just confirms what you already saw and believed about yourself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, the church was telling you you're unclean essentially, and then
Mm-hmm.
now there's this girl that, so it's almost like we talk about triggers to triumph, that we confirm and affirm what we believe about ourselves
Mm-hmm.
constantly, and then
Yeah.
we look for ways to confirm and affirm. And you got someone saying, well, I don't want to be with you, and it's a secret why I don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
And then the parents are like, yeah, she said we can't tell you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I am just unclean. I mean, really, like, something wrong with me. No, this girl that I'm looking at, and her parents want me to
Mm-hmm.
marry her, and like we're going towards courtship to get married, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's
Yeah.
gone. And in that world, it's like shimdish, right? That's the one word I know in Dutch. Like, shame on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not clean. Like, what's wrong with you? Why would this girl not want you? Because marriage is so important, and like, especially at that age, 23, 24, like you're okay, it's time to get married.
Yeah.
If you're not married, what's wrong with you? And so you already felt like something was wrong with you in the sense of what happened with the church and then pushing you away 15,
Mm-hmm.
18.
Yeah.
I could totally picture it, man.
Yeah.
Like then it snowballs and now you're like, well, what the heck? This girl doesn't even want me. So then where's the next state? So that breaks
So
off. You try to get
that breaks off.
counseling. You try to fight for her. I could see that was even your version as a man of trying to pursue her. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
going to get
Yeah.
counseling. And boy, her parents are counselors. So maybe they could help me. I could totally envision
Mm-hmm.
that because I would have been the same way, just totally different kind of version.
Right.
But in your version of, okay, I'm going to pursue her, is try to fix this or try to figure something
Mm-hmm.
out. And you hit a wall.
Yeah, and I met with the parents one time and talked about it that one time, but after that, I laid it down. It's
Yeah.
like that door's closed.
Yeah. No sense.
Yeah. So then I wasn't too worried about it. Like this whole thing of deciding, okay, now I want to get married. Who can I marry? Like
Yeah,
that
that's
just no,
not
that
doesn't exist.
that
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I keep working. I'm working hard, putting in long hours at the food
So
ministry.
then, okay, yeah. So then, when that doesn't work out, then you just, okay, I'm just gonna work. Like that's kind of you put your head down, and go to work
Yeah,
type
pretty
of feel.
much. Which I was doing that pretty much even before that. But yeah, I just put my head down and went to work and putting in
But
long
but my
hours.
guess why I'm asking is like all of a sudden you're like no more distractions. Like I'm not. This isn't for me. I'm just gonna work. Like I can find my success in work. I'm doing well. I know
It's
how to hustle.
probably more subconsciously,
Yeah.
but yes, I would say so.
So then you go to work. When's
Go,
the next date or next girl?
shoot, it's years
Year,
later.
years.
Not too many years, maybe 2 years.
You're 23 when
And
that
I
happened. So 25, 26.
yeah,
Where were you working at that point? Still at the
I
bank?
was where was I working? Was I still at the food bank? Either at the food warehouse or at the welding shop. I'm not sure right now. Um, but anyways, and this was a girl that actually grew up horse and buggy Mennonite, or what they call the Joe Wenger Mennonites, because the man by the name of Joe Wenger started it.
Okay.
And trying to remember how I first met her. I don't remember how I first met her. I think it was through a mutual. I know it was through a mutual friend. It was interesting. There's another couple that we were pretty close with, and the in that couple, the lady, the girl is the one that introduced. No. How was it? So the guy is the one that introduced me to the girl that I dated, and my girlfriend was the one that introduced the other couple to each other. It was something like that. Anyways, that's kind of a beside the point of the squirrel. But um, and so for her, I ended up hanging out with her a couple times, and once again we connected like just like that. Like now she didn't have her license yet. She had a car, but didn't have her license yet.
And
And
this was some kind of just hangout time with friends.
yeah,
Bunch of friends hang out and you find out she's single.
well, I don't remember the details how I
Okay.
first met her. But I do remember taking her and her brother. Was it to a youth event maybe? Because I lived like from where the church was. She lived here. I lived just a little
Now was she
beyond
older or
her.
younger now?
And she was younger than me.
Okay, you're
About
now
5.5 years younger than
Yeah, I
me.
was gonna say you're like 25 now, and she's like
It's not
18.
something. No, she would have been. I think I was more like 24, honestly, and she would have been maybe 19.
Okay.
It's something like that. I don't remember for sure. But
And you took them to a youth event.
yeah, her and her brother.
That's very common. I've
Yeah.
noticed that when you're single, you're still
Yeah.
considered youth until you're 50.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, when you're 50, it's like, hey, you should probably stop going to youth. I'm
Starts
serious.
getting
That's the
creepy.
thing. I've noticed that. I've noticed that. Like some of the guys we've worked with, they're still going to youth events and they're in their 30s. I'm like, okay, well, I get it.
Yeah.
It's a thing. You're single and you're, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of up to the individual how long he wants to go. For me, there came a point in time where I just didn't feel like I connect with the young people so much anymore, the youth,
Yeah.
because they're so much younger, and so I just kind of quit going. But at this point, yeah, I picked her and her brother up, took her to youth group.
Okay, 24, 25, somewhere there.
Yeah, and then afterward brought her
Her
back.
and her brother take them to
Yeah.
youth group. That worked out somehow where that happened. And
Yeah, and then came back home afterward, and then when we came back to her place, her brother right away jumps out of the car and goes into the house. And so her and I sit there for a long time. We're just talking. And it's amazing the connection that we had. And so I like this girl. And so I started thinking along those lines, and
is it time to meet mom and dad yet?
I had met them, yeah, but I didn't know them super well.
But I mean permission stuff.
Oh no, no, I'm out of that culture. I don't do that anymore.
But they aren't.
They had just left.
Okay.
Yeah, they had just
that strict of a process.
Yeah.
But they didn't want you to still do that?
They didn't. I mean, I did talk to her dad
Okay, but that's later.
a little bit. It was an interesting thing. It could have been handled differently. I hung out with them with the family there. There's a group of us that got together for her birthday and different stuff, and I was like, I'm just liking her more and more.
Okay.
And so I ended up talking with her dad about it.
Okay, so now, but I want everyone to understand this interesting way of the culture. Even though you're out of the religious strictness, you have more freedom and she has left. Her parents have left that strict buggy, so they're driving and stuff now too. Technology. How long? Like it was just.
Oh, for her
pretty fresh.
parents, maybe a year or two. This girl herself stayed with the Horse and Buggy Mennonites for probably another year.
Okay.
So she was really fresh out of that
Yeah,
culture.
so she's fresh out of that religion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Still in
Yeah,
culture. Yeah, that religion. That strict of a religion where you have to drive buggy and no vehicles, no technology. So she's now entering into some technology.
Mm-hmm.
You guys connect somehow. You end up taking her and her brother to youth group through some mutual friend. Now he jumps out and takes off. Like, you guys hold hands still? Ever? In that scenario, that first time, is it a little more progressive now or no?
Well, so we're not dating yet. We're just friends.
Okay.
Once we do start dating, we did start holding hands then.
Okay, so but how long was that? Like now you're gonna talk to mom and dad because I like this girl.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's interesting is I told dad, her dad, I said, I don't feel like I'm really in where I want to be right now to be dating and pursuing marriage.
Fit to be her.
And there were two things going on. One was a personal issue, and the other one was also personal, finances. I was like, I don't want. I want to be in a different place financially before I start dating. And I said, okay, well, he said, I can talk to her and see how she feels, and it was a very interesting thing because later I found out he didn't think she liked me, and so he felt safe to ask her. He didn't really like me the best either, I guess. And he wouldn't say so, not to my face, he wouldn't. But he felt safe to ask her because he didn't think she would be agreeable to it.
Okay.
And so he said, with my permission, if I wanted to, he could talk to her and see how she feels about it. And I told him, not now, maybe in 3-6 months or whatever, He's like, and so I'm like, okay, yeah, talk to her. So he did. And she said yes. Like she was excited. She could hardly believe it. And like she couldn't eat for a day,
Wow.
It's just anyways. And so when I found out that she's agreeable, she's also interested. And so then we talked a little bit and then we just kind of started dating right away.
But when you say dating, that just means okay, we are now a couple.
We're now a couple hanging out, being intentional to know each other.
You pick her
Get to
up
know
and
each
take her
other.
out to dinner now and
Yeah,
pay for the meal. It's more
yeah,
proactive.
yeah,
And like you said, you do start holding
yeah.
hands. That was kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go to church together now?
We go to church
Okay,
together.
so you're in public together, so that's
Yeah,
when it's like official.
yeah, yeah.
But there's never like, hey, we're going steady. Dad
I
asked her and she was excited, couldn't even eat. She was so excited. Oh my gosh,
Mm.
Richard. And that's, that's kind of cool. That's typical of a relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
But then finally holding hands, you're going to church now, you're taking her to church, hanging out, going on dates. But that's it, right? As far as like physical contact, usually just the hand thing.
Yeah,
Did you guys ever kiss?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
one actually went to a
So
kiss. Okay.
yeah, this one did. Now this is one thing that broke us up eventually. Interestingly, or one thing that played into it
hmm
was we had decided, and no doubt this was partly our culture playing into it, but
Sure.
also partly because we did not want to go to the ultimate display of affection, you could say,
Right.
before we get married. And so we decided
No intercourse, no
exactly.
like intimacy in that fashion.
And so to keep it from going there, let's know where our boundaries are.
Okay.
So, and so we decided no kissing before we get married.
Okay.
Or maybe I said before engagement. I don't remember exactly what the agreement was, but at least in this stage, no kissing.
Okay.
And then eventually we crossed that line.
Okay.
Once you do it once, it's so much easier to do it again.
Sure.
And so that was one thing. It broke down trust between both of us,
hmm
and it played into us breaking up eventually.
Interesting.
But the other thing that played into it is her parents having so recently left the plain culture where they did not allow hand holding. They did
Right.
not allow any display of
Mhm.
affection. Um,
Private
and to
display.
private or other or public. Um, it was very hard on them to see us holding hands, and
I see.
I'd sit there with my arm around her, and that was hard on her dad. I did not realize at the time how hard.
Okay.
You would kind of hint at it, but I didn't take the hints. No, I was
Gotcha.
focusing on her.
Yeah.
And so it really, really broke down my relationship with him, like really quick. And I tried to appease him for a long time, and finally I'm like, he can go fly a kite. Like, I'm done trying.
hmm
And so then I just focused on her.
Okay.
And yeah, we were going steady for, was it a year and a half, something like that, and we were engaged for over half of that time. But then eventually, the things between me and her parents just kept degrading. And when we were actually going to pre-marriage counseling, and the counselor told us, he picked up on it, and he knew her parents.
Yep. Yep.
And he picked up on it that my relationship with him is not good. And he's like, you really want to work on that relationship with her parents. Like, he really encouraged me to do that before we get married. And, especially now, I get it. Because you marry into the family, it's good if you like them. It's nice if you like them.
Okay. Yeah.
And so when I got serious about pursuing my relationship and repairing my relationship with them, is when things really kind of got put on hold and got stagnant, and we eventually broke up. And then and I'm just kind of giving you the highlights
Sure.
right now, then you can come in, ask questions, and fill in the details. And then we were apart for like 2 years and one day, I think it came out. It
Wow.
ended up being, I liked her that whole time. I never stopped liking her. And so 2 years later, we started dating again with both of her parents' full blessing.
Okay.
I met with both of them individually, took both of them out for meals individually, talked to them, and both of them gave me their full blessing. And I think that blessing was revoked within 1 month of dating their daughter again. It went downhill fast. And
Was it the physical side of it again?
I'm pretty sure the physical side of it was a big part of it. There had to be more to it. I don't quite fully understand that, and I've decided I don't have to.
Right, but yet again, it's like something secret, or at least it felt that way.
Yeah.
You never got clarity.
Yep,
Nobody's communicating. Nobody's telling Richard what's happening or why.
Yeah.
He just is.
Well, and let's be real. I think if you would ask him, he would tell you that he tried to communicate. But his communication style, my communication style were so different, I could hardly hear him.
Right.
And also because what he wanted and I wanted were
Well, plus
polar opposites.
in the culture, like let's be real, it's not like, well, Richard, you did this, this, and this wrong. Like they're not straightforward. It's like, well,
No.
let's just talk around it,
Yeah.
you know, and you won't stop kissing my daughter, or not even say that. Let's just, well, you know, it's just not working out.
Yeah.
Why? It's not working out. I mean, it's just not. You got this thing. It's like, what thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it is interesting when you think about it. Like, why it's not just like, hey, this is what we have challenged by. And I guess part of it is why they gave you their full blessing, because you had worked on yourself some for a couple
Oh,
of years.
absolutely.
You came back probably with proof that, hey, well, I'm clean and sober in this way or whatever. You know, the point is you'd gotten better.
Right.
I'm doing better.
And I was growing this whole time for sure. I was a different person.
Yeah.
But I still held hands.
But the different person is what I think is fascinating. The different person was because of having self-control or self-discipline in some areas that you're trying to prove yourself to people that actually would. It's so interesting how then it affects your love and affection in marriage, and would affect like shutting down parts of your body and shutting down parts of who you are, the man you are, to be able to appease a religion is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Which the parents were part of that religion, and it's interesting how that whole thing is like all connected.
Yeah. And this girl had 4 older siblings that were married. Just an interesting side note. And I know at least some of them definitely were all over each other before they got married, but they just kept it hidden.
I see.
You know, so they were okay. But also one of her older sisters was in a marriage that was a little hard marriage. You know, some things going on that were not healthy, I guess. I really don't know many details. And that put her parents in higher alert because they were like, we don't want another one of our girls going through this.
Sure. But it's interesting what they're upset about and against you about. It's because you're physical with their daughter, which is what makes a healthy marriage.
I know.
Once you get married.
I know.
So it's really interesting how, well, we got to shut that down or wait till marriage. And it's like, why don't you just get married then? Like, would that be the answer?
You would think so.
I mean,
if I'd known you back then,
you're like, I would have been married. Full disclosure, we're really glad that he didn't.
yeah, for sure.
Because of Lavina. So where does Lavina, your wife now, where does she come in? Where did you meet her during all this? Because you're 24, 25, 27 now, probably by the time all that happens. Did you meet Lavina during those 2 years?
So let me see.
Or you guys knew each other in
31.
high school or something?
No, not
high school. See, I say that.
Yeah.
There's no high school for honor.
No high school. So I'm trying to think. 31, 9 years prior to that, well, I was 20. I would have been 22 when Lavina and I met. So I met her before I ever started dating anyway.
Okay. So that's, and when we say met, you guys lived near each other?
No.
The families?
I lived in Tennessee. She lived in Texas.
So it's just Facebook?
No, we were both at an event in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, so two of her sisters and both of her parents were at this event where I was at. And that's where we connected. She was 17, I was 22.
Okay.
And yeah, it was very much that we connected really well. But I always.
But when you say connected, see, do you sit next to each other at that event or something, or?
I don't remember sitting beside each other, but like just talking, like between sessions, you know.
Sat down at lunch, the families mixed it a little bit.
I have one memory of actually talking with her. I don't know how much we talked, but that one memory, we weren't sitting, we weren't eating, we were just standing outside.
Okay, so this is what's interesting, where that is like, I remember when you told me you're like, I know Lavina, and I was like, what my knowing someone is way different than your knowing someone. It's like, oh, we were at one event together, and then you started Facebook messaging, right?
Yeah, we messaged for like 7 months after.
But never phone call.
I don't think so.
No. It wasn't
you weren't pursuing anything,
right? But
I was telling her about a girl I had a crush on.
Yeah,
she was like a sister.
Yeah, but it's so fascinating because that's the Amish relationship world, if you would, is like Facebook Messenger or just not even a direct text. That's too personal.
Oh yeah.
Too personal. It has to be through Messenger on Facebook, which is safe and no commitment, but just kind of communicating. Interesting. So then she actually had kind of felt like, oh, maybe there's something here. And
Yeah,
then
she
you
had a bit of a
guys,
crush on me.
yeah, and then you guys
I had
didn't
no
even
idea.
talk till you were.
Well, so we messaged for like 7 months.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
7
So there was about 7 months
Yeah,
very
and then
brief
she
messaging, Facebook Messenger,
yeah, and
but
then
never saw each other again.
never saw each other for
See,
another
because I,
7
for some reason, I thought for some reason I thought you guys like knew each other in childhood. So see, this is where I got to ask better questions because what I s- what I, look, this is the whole Amish culture world, Mennonite world, the Anabaptist world. This is real stuff right now because as English, we assume certain things. We assume that, well, you guys were talking on the phone, you were building this
Right.
relationship, you were having this connection, you did Zoom, you did Marco Polos, like what we would call a normal thing, where literally all you're doing is like messaging on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, thinking it's surface. Well, and in all reality, let's be real, like that is technically surface
Yeah,
type
yeah,
stuff.
100%.
But yet on her side of it, and somewhat yours, like, oh, there's something going on here. You're messaging on Facebook Messenger for 7 months. She's got a crush on you and feeling like, oh my goodness, this is going somewhere.
Well, and actually at the time she like yeah, she had a bit of a crush on me, but she's told me already it was more in her community. She didn't really have any friends.
Sure. Okay.
And so it just meant a lot to her that this guy actually paid attention to her.
Sure.
Like,
I agreed
yeah,
100%. But then that's why then there's this, you know, a little bit deeper connection on her part. I mean, she was going through a lot at the time,
she was.
and you were consoling her and connecting through Facebook, mind you.
Yeah.
Like that's the part that is really fascinating.
Yeah.
No phone conversations, just Messenger.
Didn't even have her number.
Yeah.
Because then what happened was, and as you mentioned, she was going through a difficult time, and then she started on her healing journey, and in that journey, she got rid of her Facebook,
Okay.
and we lost contact because I didn't have her number.
Okay.
And I knew I could get her number. Like I knew several of her family members, well, cousins, uncles.
Because again, the Amish are all connected one way or another.
Oh yeah,
You're only
that's
like
crazy.
2 or 3.
Dude, I knew people that I didn't find out until we were dating that they're her first cousins. Yeah.
Well, and let's just go here. Like they both have the last name of Yoder.
Yeah.
Yet they're from 2 different lines of Yoder.
Something, yeah.
And not related at all. So don't go there.
And in our church, there's a couple other Yoder families.
Yeah.
None of us are related to each other that I know of.
Yeah,
It's
that's
crazy.
just probably one of the most common Anabaptist names.
Yeah.
Yoder is one of the most common. So, okay. So then, like, that's 22. You're 22 now.
Yeah, and we messaged for 7 months, and then it went cold. And it didn't affect me that much because I didn't see it going anywhere. I never went there in my mind. I didn't see it that way. However, she did mean a lot to me as a friend, and I knew she was going through a lot, and I used to wonder about her.
Sure.
And I heard a little bit through the grapevine, but I didn't really know what was going on, and so I used to just, when she would come to mind, I just pray about her and just, trust God with her, and not worry about her. And then I think it was 7.5 years later.
This is what's so fascinating to me. I have to tell you, like, when you and I met, Jesse Kaufman introduced us, which is another good friend of yours. You guys didn't live together, right?
No, we didn't.
Okay, I didn't know if you were roommates because, yeah.
He's had a couple of them, but I was not one of them.
So, but you were just good friends.
Yeah.
That had connected in the past.
Yeah.
All right, so now you're 31 by this time.
Yeah, well, no.
30?
More like 29.
No,
this was a couple of years ago when we reconnected.
Oh, see, this is the part where I'm missing it.
Yeah. So because as a truck driver, I was driving all over the U.S.
Ah, see, this is the part. So now I'm with you. See, I didn't get these details before, but now I'm with you. Okay.
You were skipping ahead to the next time.
Yeah, exactly. So now you're what age and you reconnect Facebook again?
Yeah,
No, I'm serious. This is what's interesting. I know you're laughing now because you realize how shallow it really was. But to both of you, it was real.
Yeah.
But yet it was Messenger, Facebook Messenger. Okay, so I want to make that clear because that is really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're laughing because you're like,
It cracks me up how instrumental Facebook is in all this. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
So, like,
that's a lot. We've heard that over the years too with
yeah.
working with people. Like it's interesting how that plays a part.
So she sends me a friend request, and here's the crazy thing.
Because she's back on Facebook now.
She's back on Facebook, sends me a friend request, and actually it was I there's some interesting details there, but and she did not have her full name on her
Okay.
Facebook profile, rather a shortened version of it, and I did not recognize her.
Okay.
Even in her picture, I had no idea who this girl was. I'm like, who in the world? But I kind of picked up on it. I think I know her cousins and uncles, and so I accepted, and then I messaged her immediately, and I'm like, "Are you related to these people?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm this guy's daughter, Lavina." And I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me!" And honestly, it felt like meeting a long lost best friend. Is what it felt
Yeah.
like. And we just started messaging immediately and catching up for lost time. And like I mentioned, at the time I was driving truck all over the country, and there was times I'd pick up loads right in her area. And so a couple times I came through her area that I stopped at a truck stop there and got cleaned up, and she came by and picked me up. We went out to Mexican joint for the evening, for dinner. And
Did you pay?
oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I enjoyed our time together. Did that twice, and almost right away I realized this is more than a brother sister.
Were you
This is
29 at this time or 30? Or?
28 or 29.
Okay.
I think 29.
Okay.
She knows the exact dates. I think.
Of
It's
course
crazy.
she does,
It's
yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like it was in this time frame of my
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
Anyway, so we met up.
Did you start driving truck 27? So this is a couple years into driving truck.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
Cross country driving truck, long haul,
yeah.
gone for days.
So, I lived in the truck.
Yeah. Okay.
So, anyways, yeah, I discovered this is more than just brother sister. Like, I kind of like this girl. She's pretty awesome. So, but I was still not at a place where I wanted to get married. Like, I wanted to get married, but didn't feel like I'm good enough.
Yeah.
And so after I think it was the second time, I told her, "Listen, this is where I'm at." I said, "I cannot drag you into this. So give me 3 months to straighten out my life."
Okay.
And 3 months later, well, that's just not how it worked. And so I ended up calling it off.
And granted, you called it off on Facebook.
No, it was
You guys were talking.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so
we
by
did
this
talk
time,
on
you
it.
now were doing phone calls. You would take her out on dinner, and you would have calls, or no regular calls, really.
No, that was the only phone call we had.
Really,
Yeah.
dude.
But we messaged all the time. What? And
That's crazy.
yeah, it was just messaging
On Facebook
and
or texting.
I'm not
Probably
sure.
Facebook. I think it was Facebook Messenger.
Because we had each other's number at this point, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, in those 3 month period that we had, there's no contact. Just so don't get distracted from my mission
of holiness.
Yeah.
At least that's what you felt at the time, like you were having to.
Yeah.
Okay, I get
so it didn't work out. So I called it off. And I hated doing that because I realized she has true feelings for me. And so this is going to be hard on her. Little did I know. But anyway, so I broke it off, and this girl keeps on praying for me. 2 years, through the darkest years of my life. And there's times I wondered why didn't it go even darker. It was just the decisions I was making and everything. And then 2 years after that, talking with you, and you mentioned her name, and I'm like, yeah, I know her, and your head explodes, and
Yeah, so the backstory, what had happened was Lavina, we had started working with her sister, Edna, and yeah, we helped Edna to connect with now her husband, Caleb. And Lavina was skeptical about doing it for the reason of relationship. It was all about personal growth and development for her, but she was committed. And we started working with her, and seriously, was not for matchmaking in the beginning. It was just like, hey, we're going to help you in life. And she saw what it did to Edna's life. And she's like, well, literally, she'll tell the story too. Like, hey, I didn't do it for marriage at first. It was like, for personal growth and development. She was committed, man. She was all in. She she came to our epic intensive, and like she was amazing. And so now I get to know this amazing woman who is just passionate, driven, hardworking, like, and just willing to do whatever it takes to better herself and make herself better and better her life. And yeah, she was super incredible, committed. And so then, like, it was interesting because when I met you and we started working through things, Jesse had been after you for a couple of years, actually.
Oh yeah.
To Jesse Kaufman, to connect, and finally got you on a call with me. And then, yeah, it's getting late, isn't it? Oh my gosh, it's really late. Yeah. These talks go fast when you're exploring life because all of a sudden we're shrinking. What, you're 33 now, so we're shrinking, like, we just talked about 20 years of your life in like a couple hours here, an hour and a half. But so we'll bring it to a wrap here. So now so I meet you, and now, and funny story too, like, it's always that case with men, like 90% of the time, 98% of the time, I'd say, is that, hey, hey, well, I'm going to do this because I need help with my business. I want to improve my business, right? So,
well, Jesse got me convinced to get on a call with you.
Yeah.
And so I said, yeah, sure, I wouldn't mind talking to this Carlos, because I hadn't been watching you on YouTube for a while, and I'm like, who is this dude? Is he for real?
Yeah.
It seemed to be for real.
Wasn't the Amish matchmaker back then. Wasn't known for that, or they'd been like, no way, man, I don't want that.
So Jesse got me convinced to get on a call with you, and I agreed. On that call, I found out that you also do business consulting. I'm like, oh, now that I'd be interested in.
Yeah, because that is my original background. So then he agrees to work with us for business coaching.
But already on that first call, I realized it might not stay with business coaching.
Well, and on that first call too, I literally was thinking of Lavina, and then when he told me he knew Lavina, I was like, wait, what? Who? Huh? I was like blown away. I was like, yeah, crazy. Like, that's crazy, because I had already started, like, in my mind matching you up with her, and yet you already knew her. There's already some sparks there, and so I'm still blown away though. One phone call was the one to break up with her. That's wild. Which, yeah, now playing back, like, because then Chantel and I are on our side talking to Lavina, and Lavina's like, yeah, this was hard for me. It was really a challenge for her. And then we had started mentoring you, so we kind of knew some of the background of what had happened to be able to give her the truth.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you guys talked about it, like, oh, I'm going through this specifically thing, and like, oh, it's like, no, it's not working, because it's so interesting, because, again, going back to the culture, it's not direct communication. It's very vague. It's very, I need help and I can't seem to get my stuff together, so I'm not going to pull you into this world. Just like you said, like, I'm sure that's almost identical what you told her. And then
I was actually pretty frank with her. Yeah.
Of what it was all about.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then, but I remember having a conversation with her that, like, let me just help you here. This is not a holiness thing. He's worthy of being with you, and you're worthy of being with him. Like, it was interesting of just even bringing light and clarity to, like, you guys are amazing people, both of you, and this would be an incredible connection. And then I remember that event. You showed up and she showed up, and you guys reconnected, and it's history, man.
The rest is history.
You were engaged within 3 weeks, 4 weeks of that reconnecting?
Within 3. Wait, was it? How was that? Yeah, within 3 weeks, I think we were.
Of reconnecting.
Yeah. We were engaged, and then what was it? 3 months later? 4 months, I think.
Yeah.
We got married.
So that's pretty fast engagement. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
from the time we started working together, I think it was probably 3 months, maybe, or 2 months
until we got engaged.
Yeah.
No.
We started working with you, and then you were engaged for 6 weeks later or something?
No, it wasn't even that long, because after we started working, it was only a couple weeks until I met her in Indiana. Yeah.
5 weeks then?
Maybe 5 weeks, yeah. So what was it going?
Engaged in 5 weeks. That was pretty good one.
Yeah, that's good.
And now it's history. Now you're facilitating epic intensives and rising up as a leader to help others to have freedom and have great marriages and epic lives. And it's pretty cool, dude.
It is.
And you're the longest person's ever done an ice bath, 31 minutes at any of our events.
My finger
Pretty
still
impressed.
feel it.
So then now he shaved his beard. Now he's bald, and he inspired me to go bald. Well, not up here, just here.
I don't quite have that much influence on him.
But no, it's good. And it's really beautiful to see you and Lavinia come together, make the decision to take on some children that are relatives, but to start the adoption process with them and taking them in as your own. You guys have just accelerated. You know, it's going to be 2 years that we've been working together almost 2 years, and now your 2-year wedding anniversary is in August. That's just around the corner, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and to think that you have kids already, and
I
you're
know.
a family, and
I know.
your business is developed, and your face is naked, like all these great changes. No, it's been amazing journey and an incredible process, man, to watch. And oh, look, it's back. Okay. I don't know what just happened, but we're gonna go ahead and jump off now. Oh, there we go. I don't know if this is on now or rejoined or what happened, but that was weird. But this has been a great talk with Richard. Thanks, bro. Your history, the love story goes on and on and on. He has a beautiful family now, beautiful wife.
Yes.
He's leading others, couples and singles, to have epic marriages and create a legacy that's founded in faith, freedom, and love. They're doing it with us now, and it's pretty powerful to have them. He's inspiring me, like I said. Shaved the beard off and transformation. He's inspiring me the way that he stayed in the ice bath, 44 degrees for over 30 minutes. And it's just powerful. Powerful, bro. His business is growing, his family's growing, and super blessed to be working with him. Richard and Lavinia Yoder. You got to look them up. Power couple. And you'll get to see more of them as we continue on as their facilitating our events now, Epic Intensives, and they're great leaders, great examples. So God bless you. I don't know if you saw any of this or how long this has been gone or how long it's been here, but have a great day. And we will see you on the next live stream. Thanks for being here, Richard.
Yeah.
Anything else you got to say?
The main thing is just simply the whole marriage thing. And sometimes marriage is scary for some people.
Yes, sir.
But it can work out if you have the right tools. If you don't have the tools, find someone that you can get the tools from. That makes a huge difference. It makes all the difference.
Come find us and join us.
Right.
And join Richard. Richard too. Because sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, the Amish don't trust the English guy and they trust the Amish guy, you know, the previous Amish man. And so that speaks Dutch with them. So
yeah. So yeah, ik ben Amish. No, ik ben not Amish, but yeah, Boefbox Amish Mennonite. So
there you go.
Ich schwätze their language.
I love it. See, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They will trust you more than me. I can't say that stuff. But I could say, you know, is hot, or what'd you say?
What?
She's hot, or S hot.
C is Hayes.
C is Hayes.
Yeah. You want an easier one?
Okay.
Shanny B.
Shanny B. What does
Yeah.
that mean?
Nice legs.
Nice legs. Yeah. Shanny B. All right, y'all. Have a great day. God bless you. Now, if it'll end. No, it's not going to end.
Whatever.
It just froze up. Okay. That's all.